the Bulls cap sheet.
Oh, yeah.
You can kind of take point on this if you want to walk us through different iterations of the Bulls books right now, what they could look like, max possible cap space, more likely scenarios of cap space with retaining certain cap holds, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, so maybe we can just kind of cruise this because I do also want to talk about some of the free agents that could be available to them.
Definitely.
But I think it's useful to just look at what their cap sheet is going to be like. And it's a lot of numbers, but we're going to try to make it simple enough. But just, Joe, if you could throw up the full cap sheet for me first.
Cool.
You can see what the cap sheet looks like both this year and next. And basically, the reason I wanted to start with this is because it shows all the cap holds. And cap holds are just there as a placeholder. You can either waive those and let the guy go, or you can keep them on there, and then you would retain their bird rights and the ability to bring back those players either above the cap, or you can do it on a lower number.
For those watching, the cap holds being right column, the ones in beige.
The ones in, yes. Yeah. And so that's just to see kind of like who, thank you. That's perfect, Joey. With all those cap holds, like they're big numbers. That's what the Bulls cap sheet looks like right now for next year. You're $72 million over the cap, which means obviously you can't sign anybody or even over the tax. That's not really what it's going to look like. So just to lay the groundwork, I think it's useful to look at, and then we can move on to what happens if they wipe off all of these cap holds and they create their maximum amount of cap space they can have, Joey, if you please.
Max space.
They can have $72 million in cap space. So the way that works is they wipe off Anthony Simons, Colin Sexton, Zach Collins, Jaden Ivey, Nick Richards, Gershon Yabusele, and they say, all those guys, we might bring you back, but we're not going to keep you on our cap sheet. We're going to renounce your rights. And if we are going to bring you back, we're going to have to do it another way, either with cap space or with an exception. But this is the Bulls trying to maximize every single dollar that they can to try to go out and give that cap money to free agents. So the reason why this number is important is because I have the cap and the tax listed there. You can use cap space, the number of dollars you have before you get to the cap. In this case, for the Bulls next year, it'd be $72 million to give to free agents. Once you cross that cap threshold, now you can only re-sign your free agents. That's where the bird rights come in. That's where the cap holds come in. And that's where the mid-level exceptions would come in. So what you want to do is do all of your free agent work, giving offer sheets to restricted free agents or unrestricted free agents, signing those guys into your cap space, and then doing the rest of your work, which is to bring back some of your own guys. And then the final one I just wanted to look at, because we've talked a little bit about Jaden Ivey here, is wiping off all the cap holds except for Jaden Ivey.
Except for Jaden.
You'd want to keep him, retain his rights, and he has a $30 million cap hold, which is pretty big, and that cuts down your space to about $42 million. So that obviously does some damage, but you could sign Jaden Ivey really quickly to like a $10 million contract per year, and then that would increase your cap space again. So the cap hold is just there as a placeholder, but it does affect how much space you can use. The Bulls can keep his cap hold and then re-sign him to a lower number than the cap hold, and then use the rest of the space that vacates.
What would you like to see be done in that scenario?
I think it's that last one, is you want to keep Ivey, so you leave his cap hold on there and you try to get something done quickly. The problem is, if you can't get something done quickly, now that maybe becomes a little bit of an impediment where you can't use that space to go out and sign another free agent. And the reason I say that is, if you have, what was the number, like $32 million in cap space?
42 with the Jaden cap.
42 with Jaden. And you want to give $30 million to a restricted free agent, then you can only, it's like a 3-day waiting period for the other team to sign or match that offer. So you're basically cutting $30 million of your $42 million, giving that offer, and then you only have $12 million to work with while that's pending. As compared to if they were to wipe off Ivey's cap hold, then they would have $72 million. That's basically two $35 million contracts that they could pass out at the same time and really do some damage, because the other thing that they're going to have to work against is these other teams that are also going to be looking out for restricted free agents or for unrestricted free agents that they might want to sign. So clearing out as much cap space as possible, as early as possible, and the Bulls could theoretically come to an agreement even before they start free agency. You're allowed to do that now. So maybe something like that happens, and then that changes the number. But that's kind of the way I'm thinking about how they can utilize their cap space. A lot of it is just like order of operations. What do you need to do first? How do you need to clear out space? What's the mechanics of trying to get or sign as many guys as you can? And some of it's just like, what's the most amount of space we can open up? Who can we go after? And what can we do with that space?